this is Gareth from the Raw Crypto channel. Today I'm going to discuss the Electronic Trade Documents Bill, which is currently going through the UK Parliament, and explain how it proposes to change English law so as to enable trade and trade finance law to be made digital. Now, it's a subject that doesn't sound particularly exciting, and it probably isn't particularly exciting. However, it is a massively important part of the global economy. In fact, trade and trade finance probably are the economy, full stop. Anything you order from Amazon, anything you buy in a shop, it all arrives with you as a result of international trade, things being shipped around the world, paid for, insurance, all the documentation that goes into how these things can move around. It's all dependent and based on systems in place, laws in place, customs in place to enable international trade to happen. So it's a massively important thing, and if you are interested in the fourth industrial revolution and how the world economy is becoming digitized, you should be watching trade and trade finance closely. The Law Commission is the body that exists in the UK to discuss and consult on and advise the government of the day on changes to the law. So if it considers that a certain area of law needs to be reformed, it will present its findings and views to Parliament at any given time, and it's then up to any Parliament of the day whether or not it agrees and whether or not such laws will actually be made. And as you can see quite obviously from this document, or certainly from the cover, the Law Commission has gone into some detail in terms of what it thinks about the digitization of trade and trade finance, and the upshot of its recommendations. I'm probably summarizing a lot here, but the upshot was that they thought the best measure was to make digital documentation and digital execution of documentation have the same status in contract law as documentation which has been executed or written in physical or traditional format. So the bill is currently going through Parliament, and we're at the second reading stage, so it looks like we've got quite a way to go before royal assent. I wouldn't infer from this that it will take a long time for this to be concluded and to become law, and the reason I say that, and I'll move on to this in a minute, but the bill itself, it's such a small piece of legislation, and there will not be much in the way of political opposition to this bill, so it will become law fairly fast in my estimation. Time will tell, but I'm making that prediction now. So the bill itself, as I said a moment ago, the Electronic Trade Documents Bill, is fairly brief actually. Now I can flip through it using my mouse literally like that. It's there you go. I'm not performing tricks here. It's a very, very concise piece of legislation when it goes through, and the key part really is what will become section 3, and it's self-explanatory. So subsection 1 a person may possess, endorse, and part with possession of an electronic trade document. Subsection 2. An electronic trade document has the same effect as an equivalent paper trade document. Subsection 3. Anything done in relation to an electronic trade document has the same effect, if any, in relation to the document as it would have in relation to an equivalent paper trade document. Really, that's the crux of this bill, and it will be the crux of the legislation when it is passed. And quite simply, it says that anybody who uses electronic trade documents can do so, and they will have the same effect contractually as though paper trade documents were used. And it really is that simple. I can't put it any other way. The change in the law, even though it's going to be simple, is going to have a massive potential impact on the global economy, because at the moment it's a heavily paper-based system which hasn't been updated for years, and the scope to utilize digital and blockchain technology to streamline this process, to make it less bureaucratic, the potential there is enormous, to make it faster, more accurate, to reduce cost, to make it more efficient. So it's being watched by people who take an interest in this sort of thing, because it could be one of the biggest developments in the world economy in a long time. If you're interested in researching which crypto assets would be capable of supporting the trade and trade finance sectors, my suggestion would be to look at the crypto assets which are ISO 222 compliant. The most significant one to date is the XDC cryptocurrency, which is the native currency to the XinFin network, and that is pretty much a platform that's been purpose built for trade and trade finance, even though I do believe it has other uses. At the moment, you can see it's not particularly expensive, 2 US cents. I don't know if it'll stay that way. I'm not qualified or able to give you financial advice, so I can't in any way encourage you or advise you to purchase XDC. You should make that decision for yourself, but this is the type of cryptocurrency that is likely to have an impact in the trade and trade finance sectors. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I will be making more content soon. And yeah, until then, have a good night or a good day or whatever time of the day it is wherever you are. Okay, thank you.